Step one, find a job. Any job. When I say any job, I mean literally any job. Could be a full-time job, 9 to 5. Could be a part-time job. Bartending, waitressing, driving Uber, freelancing, right? Babysitting. The first step to making six figures is having a steady job, having a steady stream of income coming in. Because with that income, you can use that to parlay into different other facets to help you make more money. Right? So the first step is getting a full-time job or some kind of steady income coming in. Right? So what if you don't have a full-time job? What if you just finished college and you're still unemployed, or you're out there still searching for jobs? What exactly do you do? The first step I would say is freelance. I happen to run a freelancing application because I was a former freelancer, and I really know and truly understand how people can make extra money on the side as freelancers. So I used to work as a freelancer doing videography, right? But if you're out there and you don't have a full-time job at the moment, you can freelance on sites like, or applications like Uber. There are people out there making over 50 grand a year just doing Uber or Lyft. If you don't like that, you can do other sharing economy type applications such as Instacart, Postmates, or you can freelance on sites like Upwork.com, right? You can freelance as a graphic designer, as a writer. Almost anybody out there has a skill that they're good at. So the whole point is to get that skill that you're good at if you're unemployed or have no job, and monetize that skill set on freelancing sites. The issue where most people fall is that they go on those sites, create a profile, and they don't hear back from anybody. Well, the truth is, they go on there and their market rate or their desired rate or compensation is way above the market rate. Right? So with that being said, the best way to start on these freelancing sites is to start low and work your way up. So I would say if you're on a site like Upwork.com, for example. Actually, let me give you guys how I started doing videography, right? Because when I got out of the video, when I got out of the video game, I was charging $100 per hour to film per camera. So imagine me going to an event with 2 cameras, charging $200 an hour. But I didn't start there. The first 6 months, I was working for free. Yes, free. I was going out there, building my portfolio, building my brand, right? Getting a whole bunch of B-roll footage and other credible footage I could use on my website and my promotion packaging, right? To brand myself. Then from working for free, I then went to charging $25 per hour. After I was doing pretty well doing that, doubled that to $50 per hour. Then after doing that, went to $75 an hour. Then from 75 went to $100 an hour. So the progression from $0 an hour to $100 an hour was about 2 years, right? But the whole reason I did that though was this was a side hustle for me. I had a full-time job, so I didn't really have to pay the bills with this. This was just extra income. So I could slowly start from working for free all the way to working my way up to making $100 an hour. So with that being said, if you're unemployed, I would recommend going to these freelancing sites and start out low. In exchange, build up your portfolio and try to get lots of good reviews. Then once you get the reviews, then you can start increasing your rate. But you can't go out there and straight off the bat charge $75 an hour when you have no portfolio, no experience, no reviews on your profile. So if you're out there freelancing on these freelancing sites, that's the first hack I would say is start at the bottom. You gotta first crawl before you can walk, before you can run, before you can soar. So I would say that's the first hack on those freelancing sites. Now going back to the other thing, have a full-time job if you can. That helps a lot, 9 to 5, right? So if possible, have 2 jobs. Have a full-time job and freelance on the side, making money both ways, right? So you have 2 streams of income right off the bat.